let's talk about all the perks you get when you purchase the Phlebotomy Study Guide. First thing, so I do offer the bundle. The bundle comes with the Phlebotomy Study Guide plus the Prep for NHA ebook. The first thing that you will see when I send you everything, and I do send everything through email. So the moment that you purchase your bundle or just the Phlebotomy Study Guide, I send everything via email. So now let's say that you purchase the bundle, right? So you get the Phlebotomy Study Guide plus the Prep for NHA ebook. Here it is. Now, no, the binder is not included. That's if it were to be shipped out and you want me to print everything for you and organize it for you and especially highlight what you need to study, because I do put notes, but that's on the version that I actually send out your own personal binder, right? Okay. So now it starts off with the ebook. The ebook has a total of 8 chapters. The chapters are just 1 page each. So if you did want to print this out on your own, let's see how many pages I have. So the first chapter starts off with the Introductory to Phlebotomy. That's chapter 1. Chapter 2 is Anatomy and Physiology. Chapter 3 is Phlebotomy Techniques and Procedures. Chapter 4 is Safety and Compliance. You need to know that. Chapter 5, Patient Interaction and Communication. Remember how we interact with our patients and how we get our consents as phlebotomists. You need to know that. Chapter 6, Specimen Handling and Processing. Chapter 7, Quality Assurance and Quality Control. You need to know that. And Chapter 8, Legal and Ethical Considerations in Phlebotomy. When you are finished, you go to the end of all of those chapters. You have questions based on each chapter. So chapter 1, it says, what is phlebotomy and why is it important in healthcare? You do need to know what a phlebotomist is and what phlebotomy is about. That's one thing that will be on your exam. The second one, or the second set of questions, will be on anatomy and physiology. And it says, name the 3 layers of skin and their functions. We don't really need to know that, but it's good to know. Identify the common veins used in phlebotomy and describe their location. That is a need to know, okay? So when you're finished reading the chapters, there are sets of questions that you need to answer. The next set of questions you'll have, I don't think we could see it here, will be our Phlebotomy Study Guide, okay? Now, the Phlebotomy Study Guide comes with 125 multiple choice questions. And yes, I already highlight the answers, so everything is there. The first question that you will come across is what vein is most commonly used when performing a venipuncture? And it gives you the options. And of course, like I said, the answer is already highlighted for you. Another question is, what is the grade top commonly used for? Is it for A, GTT, B, HCG, C, CBC, or D, TSH? We all know it's going to be a glucose tolerance, all right? So there's that when it comes to the 125 questions, multiple choice. The next set of questions that you will come across will be your critical thinking questions. Now, with the critical thinking questions, the answers are on the next page. So it's like a, fill in the blank, if you were to say, right? So it asks the question, explain the order of draw and describe the rationale behind the importance in preventing cross-contaminations between tubes. This is something that you need to know. What is the purpose of the order of draw? Why are we doing it? And you will answer, it's because we need to prevent cross-contaminations, right? Right, something that you need to know. And once again, let's see. You do have your rationales. Oh, I don't think you can really see it, but you do. Let me see. Answer key. It's here. So I put in the rationale for you and the answer just for you to understand what we're doing and why we're doing, okay? And the next set of questions, still critical thinking questions. Let's see. My gosh, there's a lot of pages. Okay. It says, before performing a venipuncture, the phlebotomist should cleanse the site with And you should always know what type of cleansing agent that you need to use. Whenever you're collecting a blood culture, you use a different type of antiseptic. Whenever you're testing for an alcohol level, you use a different antiseptic for that. So just know the difference. I did make a video about that, about the different type of cleaning agents that you need to use. Go back and look on that. Our next set of questions, like I said, this phlebotomy study guide is loaded with information. It's questions after questions, critical thinking, a lot of critical thinking. So here's our next set of questions. These, I consider them to be different topic questions. This topic will be on routine blood collection. That is a topic that you need to know. Now, it may not weigh as heavy as OSHA questions, but you will have some routine blood collection questions on your exam. For example, here's one. For example, what is the purpose of an antiseptic? Why do you use it? What is the purpose for that? And it's to prevent sepsis or infection. That's why we clean the site before we puncture it. Our next set of questions will be pediatric questions. I love peds. I love peds. Okay, so one of the ped questions is, out of 23 and 25 gauge needle, which one is the smallest? And the answer is already highlighted for you, and it's 25G. 25 gauge needle is smaller than a 23. It says, where is a phlebotomist able to puncture a newborn? And that is the heel. It goes on to explain why we will puncture the heel. What is the importance of why we can only go 2.0 mm's, right? Our depth. It explains all of that whenever you reach the pediatric question portion of the questions. Let's see what else we have. Oh, it even tells you the rejections for filter paper card. You know that filter paper card that you have, it has so many circles on there and you have to fill it a certain type of way. It tells you what will cause it to be a rejection. All that information here is provided. I even added the math portion when you are trying to figure out the maximum withdrawal of blood from a newborn. You have to know that. Now, with the AMT, they may have it. NHA, I haven't seen it so much, but I know with the AMT, they do add a little bit of math. So this is good to know. And of course, you know that you have order of draw questions. They'll ask you common tests that are associated with the light blue sodium citrate test. And I put that information there for you. And I also made a video. Go and check that one out. Lastly, we have safety protocols. Let's see. What are the names of BPP, okay, also known as my bloodborne pathogens? The answer is HIV, Hep C, and Hep B. I even put it in here why Hep B is the most important one. Okay, they will ask you so many questions when it comes to Hep B, which will equal, let me not say equal, which will lead them to ask questions about accidental needle sticks. You need to know this information. Lastly, I put the order of draw and I color coordinated for you. The light blue, the red, the gold, the green, the royal blue, the lavender, your gray. I'm not done at that. You would think I'm done, right? No. I still have more, right? Then I put the tests that are associated with each of them. Test and color tubes. I added all of this. Fast forward. Okay, I put a lot of tests with the tubes. Oh, we're still going. Okay, now here I break it down. What are the purpose of the tubes? When you talk about blood culture, I wrote the facts that you need to know about blood culture. Light blue, you have the information about the light blue tube. Why is it important? Remember, you have to invert 3 to 4 times. That is the main tube that you need to focus on. Okay? Then you have your red top. What's important about that? Your tiger and gold. I put all that information there. And most importantly, you have the PowerPoints. The PowerPoints, I printed them out, but I send them out to you. So That's all the information. If you are interested, send me a message and get your copy, whether you want me to mail it to you or email it. Let me know.